You guys seen Doomsday Map? They came out
visibly see God in the frequency of
spiritual war unfolding on our planet that we cannot physically see.
Hello there, internet wanderers. If you've come for quality content, keep scrolling. This is where we just give our opinions on entertaining clips. So let's get straight into it.
Have you guys seen Doomsday Map? They came out with a map that looks like this.
Wow.
This is America. They do like the whole world, but this shot is of America. This lady, her name is Peggy Bolton. She did some really fun research regarding the Doomsday Map. She compared with what this map looked like. She compared that to the land that Bill Gates has been buying. All the farmland. He is the majority farmland owner in the United States right now. She took the map of the farmland that he owns and overlaid it onto this Doomsday Map. Every single dry land piece was occupied by his farmland, including California. So California is basically completely underwater, but there's these little pockets of islands. See those? That little one right there, that's one of his farmlands. Yep. Like that compared to like Zuckerberg. Oh, because on this Doomsday Map, Hawaii is completely fine. And she talked about how Jeff Bezos is also buying up farmland around the US. That all correlates with like these high points in America.
Yeah.
It's super creepy.
So we need to get a boat.
According to this map, we're good. We're gonna almost have beachfront property, baby.
Perfect.
Did it?
If you're a returning viewer to the channel, then you probably know by now. Bill Gates, we don't like him on this channel. I certainly don't. Is it just coincidence? Is this just a coincidence? Or does money really talk? Because he's not a farmer. He's not even a tech nerd. He's just a good businessman. And now he's dipping his pie in everything. Into the V word, we're not allowed to say in this channel. Even though you know. Corruption is, but I never knew it was this bad. Bill Gates, keep your eye on him. No matter what's going on in the world, everything's a distraction. Just keep your eye, follow the money, keep your eye on Bill.
We are literally existing at a time where there is a spiritual war unfolding on our planet that we cannot physically see. So when there are things that start happening in the media and you think, oh my God, this is so bad, I truly believe it is because the evil is being wiped out right now. And they can't be showing this to the population because I don't know if you noticed, but most people are still plugged in. Most people are still tapped into the hypnosis of this is the way life is and you're not divine and go to work and save up for a pension. When we talk about the Matrix is an energetic, it's an energy harvesting system, meaning your energy is purely devoted to the Matrix. It is not devoted to your inner being. It is not devoted to God. It is not devoted to how can you serve in love. It is devoted to how can I make money? I am in survival mode. How do I get out of it? How do I pay my bills? Oh my God, income tax, all of these shit. It is a system that has been strategically put in place to dilute your consciousness. But you have the power right now in this moment to take it back. You can take back your power any moment you want. Is it going to be difficult? Yes. Is there no going back once you do? 100%. You cannot go back to not seeing once you have seen. And I truly believe that if you have gone into the rabbit holes of conspiracies and you go on X and you read all these things and you're like, oh my God, fuck this world, stop it. Stop it. You have a divine purpose in being here at this time, and God is fulfilling a purpose through you, through your own unique, divine, authentic signature. How are you going to show up today in love? How are you going to embody love today for yourself? How can you inspire others to do that? Just by being in love, just by being your most authentic self, just by showering yourself with love, your energy is more magnetic. So you might go to the grocery store, you might go to the mall, and people will be lit up by your energy. This is all happening on an unconscious level, but we are all energetic beings and we can all feel energy. Some people might not be so in tune with that because, to be honest, they don't want you to be in tune with your senses and with your psychic abilities. Like, we all have some shit. We are so fucking cool divine beings, and we act like we're not. We act like we are these unworthy little dogs that need to earn their worthiness and work hard. You literally deserve everything that exists in this world. And once you stop asking yourself, am I good enough for this? And you just start moving with that deep divine knowing that you are, or else you would not be here. Everything in your life shifts. It's not about the money. It never was. It's not about the house and the car. Those things are fucking fun because yes, this is a video game, and to acquire these physical things is fun. But that's not the goal of it. That's not what's going to fulfill you. But that's what the Matrix taught you to believe, so that you would always be going around in circles. The only thing that you genuinely desire for yourself is inner peace. You desire to tap into that unconditional love within. Yeah, they obviously they won't teach you this at school, but the world is changing. The world is changing and the evil is being wiped out. I don't believe it can be fully wiped out because the law of contrast states you cannot have darkness without light. So let's just see what fucking happens. But in the meantime, when you have no control over when this shit is gonna start hitting the fan, what can you do now to embody divine love in everything that you do? Amen.
There's a 100% chance there's a war on spirituality. It's as clear as day. There's no getting around it. I don't know how they think we can't see it now. Well, I think they know that people are rising up and waking up, and there's too many of us still divided. Forget politics. Forget the politics. Put that aside for 1 minute. Forget your sports teams. Forget everything. Forget every form of entertainment, distraction. Now think for yourself. Don't be stubborn. Open mind. Think for yourself. What do you believe is going on in the world? And if it's somebody that you don't agree with on other things, it doesn't matter. You can agree on this. We need to stick together. We need to rise up. We need to not let them get away with it.
You can visibly see God in the frequency of worship music. I talk a lot about how I stopped listening to music because the 440 and 432 frequencies are damaging. A lot of you guys asked if this also applied to worship music. I got a cymatics plate and you guys have to see how cool this is. So I'm going to show you all of the frequencies that I played, and then I'm going to show you a secular song versus a worship song. 369. 396. I forgot to use the board for this one. 530, which is the frequency of green light, aka Polaris. 696. 888. 936. 999. Now this is a secular song. This is a song by Drake. I have it muted. I tried several different secular songs and they all do this. Now I'm going to do Oceans by Hillsong, and keep in mind what all the healing frequencies looked like in the last ones. What's so incredible about this, aside from the fact that it literally kept showing cross patterns and 369 healing frequencies, is that all music that goes through Spotify, Apple, all of those are tuned to 440 automatically. So I played that song at a 440 resonance. It should have looked like the secular song that I showed you, and it doesn't. God is that powerful. I am amazed. So yes, even though these are tuned at 440, as far as the cymatics go, it seems like they are healing, regardless of the 440 tuning. That is not possible other than God. I love you guys, and let me know if there's specific songs that you would like to see me play on the plate, and I'll try and get to as many as I can and post videos.
On this channel, I am constantly banging on about frequency and its importance in humanity. It had more than enough to do with the pyramids, my opinion. That's been proven. It can move bricks and stuff in labs. It's another form of dumbing people down, and the war on spirituality is by playing the frequencies of the music we hear, different hertz and frequencies and stuff. The clip I've just shown you is a famous song. I blurred the music out. I don't want to get copyright, but just know that it's a popular song. You can search this clip up yourselves of modern day music and look at the state of it compared to the other type of music. It's obvious. Frequency is everything. Well guys, this is the last clip of the day. It is a feel-good one in a sense of I am happy for the guy. I feel what he did, I think is amazing. I think we all should live by that sort of rules to an extent. You'll see.
This guy walked into the woods and hid from society for 27 years. In all that time, he said one word to one other person. He accidentally ran across somebody who was hiking one day. She said hi. He said hi back. And that is the only discussion he had with anybody for 27 years. His name is Christopher Knight. In 1986, he quit his job, got into a Subaru Brat, drove it down a dirt road in Maine until he ran out of gas, and then grabbed a small backpack that he had with him, put it on, and headed back into the woods. For years, he just wandered around the Maine wilderness until he was completely lost. His only guiding principle was that if he saw any sign of humans, he would go the other way. Way up in the mountain, there was this field of boulders that had been left there by glaciers, and he realized that he could hide there and nobody would ever find them. So he set up a permanent camp. It was the perfect location because he could go down to North Pond where there was a bunch of summer cabins, and he could break in and steal the stuff that he needed. And so he would wait until it was a moonless night, and then he would go down to the lake shore and steal a canoe, and then he would canoe along the lake shore until he found a new house, and he would go and break in. The stuff he stole was never anything valuable. It was just food and maybe some camping gear, some propane, and some books. Then he would canoe back to the original place, leave the canoe where he had stole it, and cover it up with some pine needles so people wouldn't think that it had been taken. He would do this all summer and all fall, just like a bear getting ready to hibernate, because when winter happened, he would go into his tent and he would stay there all winter long because he didn't want people to trace his footsteps back. And he would never light a fire because they might see the smoke. He would stay warm in the freezing temperatures by getting up in the middle of the night and just walking around, or using a little propane stove for heat. And he would just read and think for months until it was time to come out of hibernation again. It took the people of North Pond quite a while to figure out that they were being robbed. I mean, nothing important was going missing, just little things. Some people even thought that it wasn't a human that was taking the things. It must be the Maine Sasquatch. One guy, a game warden, this guy, his name's T. Hughes, he figured that somebody was stealing that stuff. You remember after 9/11 when the United States government and Homeland Security gave local law enforcement a whole bunch of money to buy new equipment? Well, he took that money and he bought security cameras, and he set them up at a local campsite. That's how your hard-earned tax dollars were being spent. And then he waited for a long time until one night he saw somebody come into the camp and break in. That's a picture from the security camera. He rushed in and arrested the guy, and the guy immediately just gave up. Turns out that he felt really bad about breaking into people's houses and taking their stuff. He was just trying to survive. When people in the community heard that he just wanted to be left alone, they felt sympathetic to him, and so did the judge. So when he pled guilty to 13 burglaries, the judge said, "How long have you been in jail?" And he said, 6 months. And he says, "I convict you and sentence you to 6 months and 1 week." He spent 1 more week in jail, and then he walked out and he went into his mom's house where he was required to be on probation, and he disappeared again. He just wants to be left alone. And I think there are days we can all relate to that.
See what I mean? How happy do you think he was than living in the city, the rat race? Every day, the booths, the public transport, the noise, the pollution, the light pollution. I bet he could breathe, no anxiety, relaxing, fresh food probably, fresh fish, who knows, nicking food, it doesn't matter. I bet he just felt a lot happier than a lot of us do. But anyway, I want to say thank you again. I'd appreciate you sticking around. If you could hit the like button, which gets no love on this channel. Subscribe button, no love on this channel. And word of mouth if possible. If it's not for you, tell someone else it might be for them. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.